Mistress of Scary Movies.
We're back. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
We're all about to die. Yay for TPKs. No, that
I don't think we're gonna die here.
Yeah, I don't see
I
that
think
coming.
we can take him.
Hopefully, yeah, I mean, you might take some statuses, but I don't think you're gonna die this time.
All it takes is one stop holding back to tell most encounters to be like, no, we're fine. This is done.
I'm so used to other systems.
Yeah. This is the friends you make along the way. That's the real TPK.
Sorry, what?
Your friends will betray you and kill you, is essentially what Polly's telling us. So
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's sounding like. It's like, hopefully, well, I don't have any friends, so does that mean I'm safe?
Yeah, before the episode, before we all get together, like I spend time thinking, it's like, okay, there's the pre-written adventure in case, but what can I do special to throw at them today?
Yeah.
And I've thought of some stuff. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, with that TPK kill, I'm very worried now.
Yeah, that's right. Now I've been challenged. Like, we're gonna live. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good idea. Whenever you
I mean,
hear a
I
DM
look
say
at
that.
I look at my tag that says "can't die," and I'm like,
There's well, the MC manual's got tips for people like you.
how dare they?
And
How
you-
dare they beat my not really power gaming?
There's ways around that.
Always ways around things. But it wouldn't be. But if there's a TPK, it wouldn't be the only one that's close to that right now in other games, because that's happening in another game right now. But either way, actually two other games, I believe. But either way, we are back. Episode 3 of our killing her softly investigation, which is our first investigation of the Knights of Payne Town for City of Mist. You can donate to the channel. The donations help out. The donations are set with our old Twitch side of things, so it's not the super chats. I'm sorry, it's just how we are still set up. Yep.
Super chats. That's cute.
We haven't got that yet, but every dollar donation helps us out, and if you specifically tag someone or who that donation goes to, it helps out that player by giving them a +1, which are really important, even though it doesn't sound much. But when you're only rolling 2d6, every plus is a massive thing. In the background, we have Syrinscape, usually the sci-fi Syrinscape. Some of the cyberpunk stuff is really cool and atmospheric for the setting that we use. And we also have the audios from, or the soundtracks from the City of Mist and the City of Mist beginner box. So we go through those as well in the background to just to set the mood for the games. The overlay and the images and imagery that we have in the game is also done by Hidekiri Chibi, so check her out at Hidekiri Chibi on Twitch TV or bestokecc.com.au. You can find her work there. And I think that's pretty much all the paperwork stuff. Is that about it?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool. And now we can do introductions and get back into the game, where we're all going to die. Starting with Polter.
Hi, I'm Polter Zeitz. You can follow my art on Twitter if you'd like. But today I am playing Zeke, the security guard with the mythos of the Mothman.
Wolf.
Yeah, I am Wolf of Red Roses. I am playing Corvus Castle, early childhood education professor at the university, and my mythos, if we're doing that, is the Grim Reaper.
Hi, I was going to say I'm Chuck. No, I'm Karsh Goblin. I'm playing Chuck, the football star whose mythos is a troll. I've got to pick up hacking to be online troll though. So, journeys with
You
D.
getting media training?
I'm thinking,
Is that a part of your media training?
possibly. So, D.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dee, and I am playing a girl named Dew, and she's an artificer, so she invents things and has a magical bag where things can just kind of come out of it. That's from her mind. Her mythos hasn't been revealed to her yet, so I'm not going to reveal it on the show yet. And she is just a rad 19-year-old, Gen Z punk girl. So also I have a new kitten, so you might see me like looking down. I'm just trying to make sure she's not chewing cords and things, but just wanted to let everybody know she might pop up on my shoulder at some point. So yep, thanks.
It has been a while since we've had animals disconnect the internet, but that used to happen all the time.
You're due for
Like
that.
all the time. We are kind of due for that, actually. For those that have been with us from a long time ago, we had an old farm dog that used to just rub his back in like against the internet cable and just disconnect the internet cable all the time, because that was the best place to rub his back, was that internet cable, apparently. That used to happen all the time. Anyway, last person. Our mistress of
Hello.
ceremonies.
It is me, Polly, and I am the mistress of ceremonies.
You mean
and-
ceremonies?
oh, wait. I mean, mistress of ceremony. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, you have a mixer, nice.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, and so where we last left off our adventurers / investigators, they have made their way to a butcher shop and met a none too friendly butcher. But before we begin every game session, we start with a voiceover monologue, and today it will be done by Dew, who is the only one at the moment left outside the butcher shop, if I remember correctly. But that's okay. We'll see how this goes. Go ahead, Dew.
All right, so Dew is Dew's sitting in their van, their security van that's from the university, and she's just kind of thinking back on what brought them there. She's kind of just mindlessly scrolling TikTok, but she's also kind of thinking as well as what's been happening. So they got some clues. She's thinking about all of the clues that they picked up. Thinking about Martha Ellis, and she thinks about it. When she thinks about her, she feels this stirring in her heart and in her soul. And Martha Ellis is this singer that really moves people when she sings, and she's somehow at the center of everything that's been happening. So they've been trying to look for, they did hear her perform once, and since then they've been trying to track her down and look for her so that they can talk to her. But then when they went to the Bancroft residence, was it the Bancroft?
Yes.
Is that it? Where they
Penthouse, the fancy couple.
right, the rich Bancroft
That's
family. They knew the clue that they got was there was a voice on the phone that didn't sound human, a metal voice, and someone called because they needed the butcher to pick up some meat or deliver meat to them. So they went to the butcher shop, and that's kind of where they're sitting, and that's kind of what Dew is thinking about, and she's wondering if everybody is okay inside, and is kind of trying to look through, see if there's any windows that she can kind of peep through. But this is a butcher shop. I'm sure everything should be fine. So that's kind of where she's at right now.
All right, thank you. And we cut from the security van, back to the butcher shop, where the butcher, who is a very monstrous-looking, large, humanoid person with open sores and a weird sort of voice and a cleaver that is just swung and missed Corvus because he deftly moved out of the way, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, he did a cool like Jackie Chan fell back into a chair thing, and it looked totally cool. He didn't just duck. That's not what he
Nice.
did.
And so, the butcher, like, little looks angry now, and you are under attack. So everybody is in the butcher shop except for Dew, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say, what does Chuck do at this moment, where you see the butcher has gone feral, essentially. His eyes are open. He's screeching and growling, and you can see his bloody yellow teeth, and something's not right. You don't know what to do yet, or do you?
Scream out to do, call the detective. We're being attacked. While
Got a
picking
hot
up
lead.
From inside the building.
as
and the
loud
door
as you
closed.
can. As loud as I can. That's what I'm screaming out. As I
Okay.
pick up a thigh of meat and try to go toe to toe with this person.
Okay, all right. You picked up. What did you say?
A side of beef, as in a leg of beef,
Okay,
a
so
whole
you grabbed
leg
something off the wall.
as a club.
I will give that to you for free. Let's assume that you're near it and you grab the side of beef and you. Sorry, you describe it and then
Yeah,
roll.
that sickly, disgusting sliminess of a bone on the end is what I'm holding, and the big piece of meat at the end of the actual leg itself
Okay.
is what I'm using as a club.
Go to
Going toe to toe,
I
just
love it.
checking. I've still got roughed up as a minus. It looks like.
Yeah, that's gonna cost you.
Yep.
You
And
roughed up 2, so that's gonna be a -2.
I'm not acting first, so I can't do that. But there's a lot I can't do right now. But let's try to do something. Whoops, that's a burnt. So there we go. I got one tick
Okay.
to do. One tick. Toe to toe.
Sorry, what'd you say? 1 tick?
Yeah. So I'm used to
That would be a
taking
-2.
Ultimate
but
Fighter.
You
That's it.
still. Okay.
All
okay,
right.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's perfect. Good job. So you do a mild success. You manage to achieve your goal, which is or you. Okay, so that doesn't really count, but you do get them good or remember you can pick one or the other, or you can block, dodge, or counter their best attempt. So you can give Snatcher ooh, this is tough. Okay, so this is part of the system that's fun. When you go toe to toe, they have a chance to like fight back a little
I'm-
bit more than usual.
Although when I heard him, I see that's a big meat cleaver and sharp. And if he's going to attack me, I want him to attack the meat which I'm holding. So yeah, I'm hitting him, but it's more of a case of he's going to hit. If he tries to hit me back, it's going to hit the meat that I've got. So,
Okay, so you're not gonna hit him. You're gonna try to stop his best attempts.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. So here's what happens then. Instead of him giving a status to you, he's gonna swing the meat cleaver again and slice the meat that you have in half, and like have it just thuds on the floor and it bleeds a little bit. And okay, so right after that happens, but you don't take any status. You avoid it. What about you, Zeke?
I think I am going to try to take my best shot at him. I want to hurt this dude. So I think I'm definitely using my inhuman.
How are you gonna
strength.
hurt him? First describe what you're doing. I'm gonna hold you to the narratives a little bit more, I think.
I am gonna try to take one hell of a swing at him. I got a
Okay.
pretty mean punch. I think.
Okay. All right, good.
So I think I'm going to use my inhuman strength and
All right.
my holding my own in a fight. And I think that's about it. Because I'm
Okay.
just trying to punch him.
Okay.
And I would also like to invoke my weakness because we're in a small space and this guy's kind of feral. I'm gonna invoke my weakness of becomes more animal-like.
Becomes more. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Although I don't know that's a weakness here. Go ahead though. I'll let you. It's not really a weakness to become more
Can I
animal-like.
can I counteract you saying it's not a weakness here? Well, you specifically told us this man's weakness earlier was him like making a lot of noise and getting the attention of some guy called the Gravedigger. Being more animal-like, I think Zeke would not focus on not making that noise, and
Yeah,
therefore
mine
might
was
attract the
basically
attention
like-
of the gravedigger sooner.
Okay.
Yeah, when I wrote that, it was basically like he doesn't have like that sense of awareness when he's like in the middle of like that.
Okay.
So I
All right.
think that's accurate.
Yeah, I'll. Sounds good to me. I can't remember exactly what I said. I probably didn't give you full information, but if it makes sense to you, it makes sense to
Yeah,
me.
you just told me his weakness was
Yeah.
he might call on his friend the gravedigger. We don't know.
Okay.
That was like
Okay.
it. So
Avoid him calling his gravedigger assistant. That's what's in my
Also,
notes.
when I made that weakness tag, it was like he also might like not realize like collateral damage, things like that. So
Okay. All right. Do it. Let's
what-
do
what
it.
should I
We
roll?
need some character advancement too. You deserve a bonus.
what should I roll?
Roll and go toe to toe. Unless you want to do something specifically crazy.
Oh no!
Ooh, okay. So what happens is you
I
try to
shouldn't have done that weakness.
and it turns out when you punch him, he's surprisingly agile. Or you think you see he looks a little bit bigger than he is, because when you swing, you try to punch him in his guts, you realize it sort of like sloughs off on one side, like he moves, and you push it through, and it's just like it just the goo kind of falls off of him, and you sort of fall towards him, and he leans over, and he let's see what he does. He takes his cleaver, and you're just right there in front of him, but instead of hitting you with his cleaver, he leans over you and just bites you in the back of the neck.
Oh no!
And take vicious bite 3. He is you feel him feeding off your flesh.
Hope you have your tetanus shot.
I also still
okay.
have bruised 1.
Okay, so that is replaced by vicious bite 3. That just gets completely superseded.
All right.
Okay. All right. Do you hear this? I'm going to leave this up to you. Do you hear the scream?
So what Do hears is like Karsh. I'm sorry.
Chuck.
Oh my gosh, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck. Totally blanked on the name.
I wasn't helping.
It's the high school the letter jacket. I think it's throwing me off. Yeah. So Chuck what she hears is like, because doors closed, it's inside, and she's inside a van. So she's like, did I hear Chuck's voice? And she's trying to look and see if she sees anything. I don't know if there's windows or anything that she can look in and see if what's going on.
I mean, I assume that you're not totally checked out, right? They're going in someplace, and you probably as a practice, you don't completely check out. So there's no windows to this place. This place is run down. It has, it's a 24. Okay, wait, I take it back. There is windows. It's a butcher shop. There's meat in the windows. Of course there are. So yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think what she might see some of the movement that's happening inside, because there's crashing,
I think that's
things
fair.
are happening. So she jumps out of the van and goes inside the butcher shop and sees this pandemonium.
Okay, yeah. And I'll
Right,
give you
and-
something. You sprang into action, when Chuck did his thing, so it didn't take you long to get to the door. So you're there. You can do something if you want.
Okay, great. So
think
she
it
is going to, so she has this bag, and it's the forge bag, and she can, pull out whatever is needed most of this time. And so she is going to do that. And is that
Is it a vegan recipe book?
And that's what will happen.
how cheesy
if she
can we be
misses,
with
it's
this?
gonna
Just
be
a
rolled out
big old
vegan
thing of
recipe book.
disinfectant. Just
Yeah.
spray bleach.
Yeah.
Clean this place
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, she's like, looking at, she just she sees just like the oozing and the meat that looks like it might be like going bad. She sees like blood and how messy it is, and she's like, oh my gosh. So she wants to reach in there and going off of what Corvus is saying, she reaches into her bag, and her idea is to pull out something that will like just not clean up the place, not literally, but she's just thinking about how gross everything is, and she's just instinctively reaching into the bag and wants to pull out like something to spray in his face to stun him. Mm-hmm. And depending on how I roll, that it depends on what it is. Okay, and then I still have a status of hard fall. So does that apply?
Oh, I think it does. Because you're trying to do something physical, and you're trying to throw something at him. So I think it does apply.
Okay, great. And then I also have juice that is for the bag that I had.
Okay.
So do I apply that after I roll?
I would say you apply it. Well, you probably want to give yourself a positive status, right? With your juice.
It's juice for the bag. It's specifically the bag, so I can like do an effect area or continuous, or make it on an ongoing status.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, we can do it that way. I have never seen it done that way before, but it makes sense. Where you use the change the game stuff. So yeah, okay.
Oh, I have to use it for the bag. It's always changed the game.
Yeah. It's juice. So you use it as if you got a successful change the game roll. So you can spend your juice to create a story tag, burn a power tag, or a story tag, give or reduce a status.
Right, but my juice is specific to my bag. I got it from the credits or the downtime one. Okay,
well, how would you like to use it?
So that's my question is, do I have to tell you before or after I roll? That's what I want to know.
If you want it to apply to your roll, you have to say what you're going to do before the roll.
Okay, cool.
But if you're trying just to use it as an extension to make something permanent, I would say possibly after. Would that be right?
Well, that would be following a change the game roll that like may or may not apply because it's a different source of juice. It has to.
Let me just roll in. We'll see, we're figuring it out. Yeah.
I can see it as both. But if you want it for the roll itself, totally.
I mean, I'll be somewhat flexible on this, but yeah, if you want it to apply to the roll, you have to have a status or you have to do something to create it first.
Okay, I'm gonna roll change the game now.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna roll change the game.
Get those dice.
Got it. Okay. All right. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna let you narrate this. What happens?
So, as she reaches into her bag, she pulls out this forge bag that can create anything that she desires. She reaches in and pulls out like a small bottle of Perel hand sanitizer. and she just like looks bewildered, doesn't know like what she should do with it. Like, what do I do with this?
Okay, all right, and so what tag? Let's see. What is needed most? Will you burn that tag, please? That'll be the hard move. The bag just wilts a little bit, and the monster won't retaliate to you because I did the hard move. But he's you can see his face start to change. Like it changes into a different face that you don't recognize, but it's not his original face. He appears to be a bit of a shapeshifter. But he's still, he's still chewing a little bit on Zeke. So what do you do now, Corvus?
So Corvus, being the one who got his weakness out of this, wants to try and do something he's never actually done with his powers. He wants to see if he can use his powers to dampen the sound in the room. So that way, if this guy were to
Okay.
call out for his friend, he couldn't do it.
Excellent.
The only 2 tags I can imagine that would apply to this are Aura of Death and Calming Presence. And this is a change the game roll to make a story tag to create like an aura of silence in this room.
Okay. All right, I got it. I like it.
Double checking all my tags just to be sure. Yep, that's about all I can really do. All right,
Okay.
change the game. Should probably go to core moves.
Oh, we got okay. I was like, what am I gonna do if you roll a miss now? I think you might die.
Nah, it's fine.
good. Mild success. Go ahead. How would you like to spend your juice?
Yeah, the juice is to create a ongoing story tag. I can do that, or not ongoing, but at least for the duration of this fight. Yes.
You cannot make an ongoing story tag because you did not roll a 10
that's
or
right.
higher.
Great success.
The rules. Okay, so you can give us a status, do a story tag, or you can burn a power tag or a story tag.
So I'm going to create a story tag. I want to create the story tag silent as the grave. So basically,
I love
this
it.
room is quiet for the time being.
Okay, I like it. All right, then you have one more juice to spend.
Yeah. The villain doesn't have power tags that I can burn, so that's not really useful.
I'm so sorry.
Um,
And I have not announced that he's taken any status, but you can give him a status. You can give him-
I'm gonna give him the status hard to breathe 1. Some of my aura, like he breathes it in like a smoke, and it's and he's
Okay.
choking a little bit,
Okay.
or coughing
So,
up.
all right. What I'm gonna do is I'm required to, as the MC, announce to you any particular custom move that this danger has, and this danger has a custom move that's called monstrous. That means he's so big, when he takes a status, he's like almost a collective, and you can reduce. If it seems to apply, you can reduce the status by 1.
Okay.
So
No worries.
he laughs it off.
I mean, no sound comes out because the room's now silent, so he just.
Oh yeah.
He-
And he says, all the more to eat you. All right. You can see his
Once again,
mouth.
I don't hear a word of that. It's completely silent in this room.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What order we go in? Chuck.
Chuck
I think
was
Chuck
next.
is next. Yeah. Let's keep an order.
Apparently it's me again.
Pretend like we have an initiative order.
Which we totally don't.
I like making that comment every time because I think this is superior.
Not all games have initiative orders.
No, they do not.
I'm just gonna go all out on this guy. Like if he's chopped up one of the stakes, I'll reach for another and start hammering in and just go like it's going toe to toe, but just no effort. Oh, sorry, no.
Holding back.
I'm not gonna say that
Are you
specifically.
gonna not hold back anymore?
No finesse.
Okay, all right.
I'm just going
No
to.
hold the bar.
I'm going to try to. When he attacks at me this time, I'm going to try to use his strength against him and try to get him to attack himself with his cleaver.
Okay. Describe how you're gonna do that so I can
So-
imagine it,
so
and the people at home can.
So, like, as I try to hit him with the piece of meat, move out the way as he tries to counter me, and instead of actually hitting him, just feint it, and as I move out of the way, hit his arm, which is attacking at me, to speed it up. So the follow through comes through and hits himself with his own cleaver.
Oh, I like it. Okay, all right. Let's see how you do. Now you are trying to get him to. I think I have a move for you. So you're gonna try to get him to hurt himself. So I don't think this is gonna be a usual go toe to toe. I think this is more like take the risk.
That
So
sounds
if you
right.
succeed, he might hurt himself.
Yeah, that sounds right. And I've got the ultimate fighter still.
But I warn you, I caution you.
Yeah,
If you fail,
it's
there
bad.
will be a price.
Use their strength against him is actually one of my tags.
Perfect.
And foolhardy gets me into trouble is my weakness, which I'm using.
Perfect. And you're also roughed up too still.
Yeah. So it's still a minus. So face danger, was it?
Take the risk.
Take the risk.
Oh, I forgot to let some of you I forgot to let Zeke face danger. Oops. Take one status down. You didn't get vicious
bite 3.
Vicious bite 3. You got bitten 2.
Okay.
That'll be how we fix that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right. No
I should have
problem.
allowed you to face danger.
Okay. So taking a risk. By trying to get him to yes! Total of 1!
All right, so you try to go in there with meat, right? And you go in and you try to get him to like cut himself, and instead, oh my gosh, what can I do to you? He pushes Zeke down on the ground. Boom! Zeke, you go rolling across the room, and instead the cleaver comes across and with all of his force, I'm gonna increase the normal slash by 1, such that you get the gutted 4 you're gonna take as a status, but I'll let you face danger. Gutted 4.
Me?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. I was like, holy shit.
So how do I face danger? I don't think I've ever
Push
done
you
that.
down on the ground and just
It's a roll. You put on whatever power tags you think would apply to maybe your defense in this case,
To
and
defend
you roll it.
or evade. Yeah.
gutted 4. Like the normal attack, the normal hard move for this person is a tier 3 plus. If he's putting all his might into it, you can add 1 according to the danger profile. So I'm giving you the full, because if you would have succeeded, he would have hurt himself.
Yeah.
But instead, you're gonna take gutted 4, but you can face danger.
Facing danger. Ultimate fighter still. Slow regenerative healing, or
Sure.
0 pain receptors. One or the other, or both.
Well, pick all 3, but then knock it down by 2.
But knock it down by.
Still roughed up.
I know I'm still roughed up. Yeah.
And you won't. This doesn't trigger a hard move on a miss. This is just to see if you can reduce the status at all.
So I'd always started doing the knocking down by 2, but yes, I'm roughed up, and then 3, and that didn't work out because something's still not working.
That's okay. This is the part of the game I love.
There we go. That's that. Got
We're
me
finally
getting hurt.
some serious statuses in here. It makes things hard, doesn't it? Statuses really start to stack up in this game.
I'm still able to use strength against them because that was the move.
Oh yeah. Well,
Probably not actually. It's failed. Yeah.
it would be the stat. It would be the tags that apply to whatever you would do to dodge or
Yeah.
block the slice. I don't. I'm not always required to allow you to face danger. I'm just doing it this time because I'm
Yeah,
nice.
I'm good.
And I think it fits narratively.
So face danger, I've got +1.
Okay. All right, you did it. Ah. Okay, mild success. That means you only take slashed 3.
/3 on top of the roughed up.
Yeah, you can supersede roughed up 2 with slashed 3.
Thank you.
Okay, now you're bleeding. Ah, but it was a nice attempt. I like to take the risk. All right, and now, after being pushed on the ground, Zeke, what do you do? I think we're on Zeke, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Go for
I
it.
think Zeke
What do you
at this
do?
point. I think at this point he's kind of that meme of I've had enough of this dude. And he is gonna try stop holding back.
Oh yes, this is exciting. Okay, well, let's say that this is a significant risk, which I believe would be the basic level. Nothing. You know, this is not the the story boss. So we'll say significant.
All right.
He's a mini boss.
Do I do my weaknesses for stop holding back?
No.
It's just my plus logos.
Yes, that's is it logos or it's logos? Yes.
It's the opposite. Yeah.
Roll plus logos. But first, describe what you're gonna do.
I want Zeke to just try to like unleash like all of his strength on this thing, like physical strength. I don't want him to start, you know, shrieking and disorienting like, you know, he did for the other stop holding back roll. But I want him to just try to like beat the heck out of this guy. Just
okay. Now keep in mind, if you fail, you know, you're gonna have to mark fade or crack and burn all the power tags on one theme. Even if you partially succeed, you do the same thing. It's just if you fail, I get to choose which theme. And even if you do a 10 plus, you still mark fade or crack on one theme. And I assume the theme you will choose would be the one based on the power you're going to use. Just for the audience that may not know the rule. This is
also
one of the most exciting parts of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also on that theme, I have an improvement called Contain the Surge. When you make a stop holding back with your Mythos expression powers, if you roll a 6 or less, treat it as a 7 or 9, 7 to 9.
Oh my gosh! Okay, well, good for you. Nice choice. All right.
Thank you.
Character advancement pays off. Let's see what happens. And if you succeed, of course, you have narrative control, and you have it.
All right.
If you want it, mark fade or crack, and burn the power tags on one theme.
All right.
But you get to do that yourself. I don't get to tell you what to do.
Yeah, that would be my Terror of Point Pleasant theme, I think.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Zeke he kind of snarls at first, and he does get into kind of the animal-like mode, and he just starts wailing on this guy with strength that he does not look like he should have. Like, he is not a particularly like large dude. But yeah, he just unleashes heck on this thing. He is very mad at this point.
It's almost like a blur to the onlookers, right? You're
yeah.
All right, and you can see like clearly Zeke has done something amazing, and this creature is just almost melting from the power of the attack. And you could see, I mean, tell me what happens to him. You get to decide what happens to him.
I don't think Zeke's goal was to try to kill him, but I also don't think he would have tried to actively not try to kill him. Like, I think he was just trying to hurt him and get him like away from his friends and like stop him. So I would say he's probably like alive, ? I don't know this guy's
Okay, you can see like the open sores kind of close up a little bit. He's like on the ground. He appears just slightly more human, and eyes closed. But the butcher shop falls silent around you.
Zeke just takes like a deep breath, like, and he starts like, ah, man, that thing really got me.
What was that thing?
Corvus quickly waves off the silent as the grave so people can talk to each other again.
Okay.
Right. All right then. So
I walk into this place and it's just chaos.
He was trying to eat us.
He's, or it, I don't know what this thing is, what mythos it represents. Takes bodies and butchers them and sells the meat, is my guess.
Animal bodies or human bodies?
Human bodies.
My guess is he might eat them. I mean, he was calling us like, a snack and not in the fun way.
I mean, he might eat the bodies as well as sell them. I don't know.
He tried to read Zeke.
Yeah.
Take a bite. Though speaking of, what should like this person's clearly incredibly dangerous and probably shouldn't be allowed on the streets. Do we think the police can handle this?
Dude, did you call the police? I called out for you to call the detective.
No, I didn't hear that part.
Well, we should probably once
Let's
again. I'm
tie
not
him
sure.
up. We need to tie him up, make sure that he won't be able to attack us, and goes and looks at what about this? And she looks at butcher twine. Can we tie him up with this?
He seemed to be able to move his shape though.
Did
Yeah,
the meat cleaver disappear when he started to look more human, or does he still have it?
Oh no, it's on the
think it was-
ground. It's
Alright, I'm
Is
taking
this
that
like a-
away from him.
Is this also like a giant size cleaver? Is this a normal human size cleaver? Like, how big is this thing?
it's not a normal size cleaver. It is proportionally larger for his size. The person we'll call him Snatcher. Snatcher is a very, very large being.
Now you did say earlier the cleaver was magical, so I don't know if that matters at all. Right. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know if it disappeared or not.
Nope, it did not disappear.
Shall we tie him up and put him on a hook, or?
Once again, I don't know if that's going to hold him. We can certainly do it, and if he tries anything, I guess we'll deal with it then. There's also the matter of apparently he has some accomplice around that if he calls for is a real issue, so I'm not sure if we should...
I can check for it. Can use Slappy, her bracelet, for geolocation to see if there's any people in the building? Any other people other than them?
Why don't you roll investigate?
So I'm using Show Me What's Hidden under Slappy, and Lay of the Land, and I would like to throw in Rift Energy Detector to see if there are also rifts.
Oh, okay, all right, do it.
Okay, and does Hard Fall still apply?
I don't think so to this one.
Investigate. No, yeah, it's not physical. Okay, let me. Investigate. There's something that keeps adding additional. Sorry, there's something that keeps adding additional power tags for so much additional power. Okay, investigate. Finally, not a miss.
Okay, you did it.
Last time I was rolling all misses, so I'm really excited.
I mean, this is somewhere now. Now, keep in mind you get 3 clues, but I can choose the investigation exposes you to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, part true or part false, or whoever or whatever asking the question can ask you one question as well.
Okay. Are there any other people in the building other than who's in the people we know in the room right now?
No.
Okay. Are there any areas that look like they are secret or trying to be hidden?
So this butcher shop has a front room to it, and it also has what appears to be a back room based on the size of the building. You can see, there must be a refrigerator back there. So you don't know if it's secret, but this is of course not the only room. There may be other things. Well, there almost certainly are things in the back room.
Okay, and so this might be more about lore, but if a rift dies, could Slappy still detect their energy?
Slappy? Wait, who's Slappy again?
The bracelet.
Oh, I mean, if you
Like, I
want
want to
that
know if
be the
there's
case-
like dead rifts here.
Oh, okay. Here's what I'll give you. This is going to be unclear. You're unsure, but there either were dead rifts, well, there have been. You just don't know how long ago they have left the scene.
Okay. All right, everyone. So there's no one else in the building. That's what I can see. We need to go check out the refrigerator. There's something in the back. There's a back room. There's a refrigerator in there. There's something going on in there. I don't know exactly what it is, but it looks important. So the bracelet, whose name is Slappy, is telling me that it looks important. And there has been dead rifts here, but I don't know how long it's been or when they were here. I just know that there has been dead rifts that have been brought here or have been killed here or brought here.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Is
No.
he eating rifts?
Probably.
I mean, he took a bite out of me, so yeah.
But
And-
specifically, as in, is that how he's gaining power?
Could be. I
Like,
don't know. I've never tried to eat another person with powers before because I don't want to eat people. But I suppose that is something to keep in mind.
I didn't even know that was an option. I mean, I saw like the Highlander movie when you chop off someone's head, like you get their power, but I didn't think that was an option too until watching that movie.
Either way, before we do any of that, what do we do with the weird cannibal thing in front of us?
Tie him up, put him on a hook.
And interrogate him.
Once again, if he can change his form and slop off meat like he did when we tried to hurt him, how do we guarantee the ropes are going to hold is more my concern.
Can we put him in like the freezer or something?
I mean, we could, but it's a question of whether or not that will hold whatever this thing is. That's my primary
I mean,
concern.
it's an idea, so we can try it, right?
Yeah.
But then we
I mean,
won't
even-
see him if he does get away.
I mean, plus Duke could probably figure out some way to like bar him in, you know.
We can
Yeah.
take the lock off the inside of the, like the
Yeah.
handle off the inside of the freezer.
Hmm.
That's
Oh,
pretty
that
mean.
sounds.
And we need to go there anyway. So, I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean that sounds like the
Everyone's
best
own.
solution we have for the moment. Also, do we want to call the detective Doss at all, or do we want to investigate first and then call her?
I think we should figure
Call,
out what to
then
tell
investigate?
her first, other than the fact that we just fought a cannibal.
Call, then investigate.
All right. Well, I'll go outside and make the call real quick. Let her know we were assaulted by this person. I don't even know their name.
Partially eaten. Zeke says like bleeding from the back of his neck still. Like
Think that still falls under assault by the law. I don't think cannibalism matters unless the person's fully dead.
No, I think partial is still cannibalism.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the laws on cannibalism. I know it's illegal. That's about it. Anyway, I'll step outside and make the call since I can't drag this hunk of meat around anyway. So I'll step outside and make the call. If you all three want to look around, I'll go ahead and do that now.
Do you want to drag this hunk of meat? It's a bit smaller. Anybody chops?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you for the offer, though. And Corvus walks outside the butcher shop to go call Detective Doss.
Okay. So while you're heading outside to make this call, is everybody else? What is everybody else doing? Now I'm trying to look for the right moment to expose you to a little bit of danger,
mhm.
but it's not time yet. You could avoid it depending what you're going to do now.
I want to keep an eye on this thing at least.
I'll tie
to
him
make
up
Sure.
and try to
Yeah,
put him on
I-
a hook.
I think me and Chuck tying him up and trying to take care of him should be good.
If you can have a look around and be very careful. Like
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Yeah, so will go into the back room and look around.
Okay, so when you make your way to the back room, when you open the door, you open it ever so slightly, and you notice before you do anything else, you stop, and it's dark, completely dark. You can see a little bit of there's a back door. There's a little bit of light from the street light above coming in, but it's very dark, except for near that back door, you see a small little red LED flashing.
Mm-hmm. A small, like a little light flashing?
Yeah, like a little light flashing.
Yeah, so Do wants to, and it's completely dark.
It's completely dark.
Okay,
you can hear
so
the hum of the appliances. You assume that there is a refrigerator or a freezer, but it's dark. But for the flashing red light.
Okay, so Do would she always has her phone with her, and so I don't have a tag for a light on my phone, but she does want to see if she can turn on her phone's like light and see if she can look inside the room. I don't have power tags for this. I would say she might. Yeah, I don't really have power tags for this, so it'll just be rolling flat. So it's investigate.
Yes, investigate.
I have a help point, but I don't really have a good way of. Hey, a 10. There you go.
Oh, you did it. Okay.
So I only get one, even though I don't have any power, I get one, right?
Yes, yeah, you definitely get one. And I'll make it a good one for you.
So Do wants to shine the light at the flashing red light to see if she doesn't know if it's like an alarm system. That's what she's kind of thinking it is. It's some kind of alarm system, and so she wants to, shine at it and see if she's gonna trip it up, or anything like that.
All right, so and here's what you see. You see, you're electronically inclined, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You know these types of devices. You immediately recognize this is not an alarm system, and based on the dirt marks on the floor, it looks like the back door was very recently opened and closed, and you can see kind of an extra track. And to your horror, you see that the flashing red light is actually digits, and it's at about 30 seconds counting down.
So Do sees this, she turns on, everyone get out, there's a bomb that's about to go off, run. And she's trying to just drop it. I don't know, do we take him with us? I don't know, I think it'd be hard to carry him, but she's just like, get out of there.
Question.
I don't think I care enough about this dude to try to get him out if you start screaming bomb.
You use his cleaver to cut the ropes which I was hanging him up with and drag him out with his holding his cleaver with the other side. Yes, I'm facing danger if that's the thing.
You're gonna take the risk.
Yeah, take the risk.
Yeah.
With my slash condition.
Click. Tick.
Yeah, just give me any tags I can do. I don't really have tags, but let's go for. I don't think I got a tag in here.
Yeah, Zeke's trying to get the hell out.
It's a straight take the risk of a -3.
Yikes.
Okay,
It's
go for it. Go for it.
So throw, cut the cleaver, cut the rope which I was tying him up with on the hook, and then throwing the cleaver out and just hold on to him and just try to drag him out. And then throwing the cleaver through the front door, through the front window, just to at least get that out of there, and just trying to drag. And I'm got a -3. Let's take the risk.
Okay, do it.
Oh my god, really? My rolls have been so good.
-3.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, oof.
before I say what happens there, what did everybody else try to get clear of this?
I was already
Potential
outside the
explosion?
building,
Fair enough.
but to be fair, as long as this explosion isn't magical, I don't really care. I am going to walk away because I don't want to be in the middle of an explosion.
Yeah, that's okay. Yep.
Yeah,
But,
Zeke is
do
more
I-
manageable.
I guess the question would be, do I notice Chuck not make it out? That's gonna really matter here.
The answer is you know what? I'll give you that yes, because he's about to get a heavy status.
Then in that case, I run in to rescue him because, as I said, I don't care about explosions. It's not magic,
Okay.
so I'm fine.
Okay, so here's what I will do for that. Oh, go ahead. Tell me
You
what
know
you're
the
gonna do.
bomb isn't magic.
It probably
Yeah.
isn't.
You don't know.
If it is, then I'm screwed. Oh well. It'll be the first time I've ever actually taken a status in this game.
And Polly, please just tell me when the bomb goes off to.
Nah.
I've got that set up.
All right. So I can realize that the reason Chuck is not running out with the rest of them is because he's dragging behind the body, the
Yeah.
unconscious body of whatever this thing is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think I don't know what you want me to move I want to roll is, but what I'm going to do is
almost
I'm
certainly
essentially
gonna
having to
take the
choose
risk, but-
between the life of my student and the life of my student and whatever this thing is. And being a teacher and also not wanting to save a cannibal criminal, I would like to use lives of my students as a tag to make sure Chuck gets out of there alive.
Okay.
Focusing on the task at hand, getting Chuck to drop this corpse to run out of the stupid building.
Certainly.
And finally, Aura of Death. I'm gonna kill the unconscious thing, so there's no reason to drag him out.
Okay. All right. You have. Okay, this is almost certainly going to be take the risk because you don't have a lot of time, but I will let you. You know, let's just.
Oh,
see
I
if you
guess
can
since
pull
I
it off.
don't care about explosions immune to non-magical weapons, I personally don't care if this bomb goes off. So if it goes off, it doesn't bother me. If I have to shove Chuck out the door and then protect him with my body, I don't care.
Okay.
It's a bomb. So.
All right.
All right, and this is take the risk.
Take the risk. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Boom. Okay, so you succeeded exactly what you're doing. Now, on your way out, you see this. All of a sudden, this lab, boom, happens. Let's hear it. Do you have the explosion?
I did have it queued up. Here we go.
Glass come flying out the window like meat, blood, out into the street, and fire erupts in the building. You manage to get Chuck out. You cover him with your body. So I'm going to say that instead of taking a tier 5 status, we'll reduce it by 2, so you'll take a tier 3 status, which will then make you, instead of /3, you'll say
There, you can now see what I've got.
what does it say? Let's see, hold on. You put it didn't
Come through yet? Blown up, sir.
Or we'll say blown up 4. That seems crazy, but blown up 4. So you're hurt pretty bad, but you are conscious. And this place is on fire. There's really, it's an old building, so the structure's still kind of there, but there's no sign of, your former butcher is blown to bits. You assume correctly. Snatcher is no more.
This time, we didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
Someone else
And
did
of course, shortly thereafter, you hear sirens off in the distance.
Shall we call the
Yeah.
police yet?
that. I think they
Is
are
that
already
done?
on their way. I think we should probably leave.
Chuck, are you okay? Let me help you get in. Do you need help or something getting in the van?
I'm okay.
Like,
Dude, you were just
Corvus
in an
is just-
explosion. You are not.
Corvus is just
okay.
shaking his head like, "No, Chuck, you are not," and like puts one of your arms around his shoulder and like starts carrying you to the van as best he can.
And Chuck opens the back of the van. I'm sorry for doing this, but it's going to happen. As I rip the back off the door of the van. As I turn that +4 status of blown up into strength as I open the door.
Okay. All right. So what, the door comes off?
Sorry,
Oh no.
here. And hand it back to Zeke.
Zeke, I want to say like Zeke actually takes it, like it's not heavy to him, and he just like glares at you like if he didn't have a huge chunk out of his neck, like he'd be much more mad.
Are we waiting for the detectives and for the?
I don't think so. No.
No,
I think we need to get you two treatment as soon as possible.
Yeah, we.
I'll be okay. I heal.
You were very close to being dead.
Let's at least go to the nurse's station back at Science Room M, and
Yeah, let's just
we can patch you up.
do that. Go.
Yeah, I think
No.
the scene here will fade to black, and you can do a downtime if you like.
And the last thing before going to the downtime, Chuck says, "This is not even as close as bad as the car crash."
No, not really. Sounds great. Oh, I see it just updated.
Did it update now? There we go.
Okay, and the scene fades to black. We're gonna do a downtime move if you'd like. If somebody wants to roll that, we can go from
Like healing.
on the screen,
There we
left to
go.
right, top to bottom. Tell us what you're gonna do. Okay, well, one, let's think about how long the downtime's going to be. So you're pretty hurt. You're pretty hurt. I don't know if you want to keep moving. I don't know what you're gonna do. Why don't we figure it out as we go along, each person, unless you have an idea right off the bat what's gonna happen, like what kind of timeline we're dealing with here. I don't know. It's really up to you. You have to run this sort of, the timing here of the downtime.
I think we're going to need like at least like an hour or so after that.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we might need a little bit more time than that. But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
At
No.
least.
I mean, an hour is not going to do anything. So let's say you regroup sometime, in the next. Well, you do what you're going to do tonight. It's really close to the end of the day, right? And you can rest, and then you can meet again the next day at Science Room M, or you can wait a little bit more. Depending on what happens during this downtime, it's going to affect how many statuses you can recover and those, that sort of thing. So, okay. Anyway, let us know what you're going to do during your downtime and how long you think you're going to spend on these, on your downtime activities.
Right. So she is going to prepare for the next activity.
Okay.
And she prepares by since the power tag you burnt is how she uses it, what is needed most at this time, and there's really no other way that she could really use it
Okay.
actively. So she wants to recover that, but what she does is so this bag came to her by magical means, but now she wants to take like a scientific eye to it, and so she's going to run tests. She's going to hook up like electrodes to it. She's going to do some analysis, start taking pictures and videos. She's going to have like video cameras on it, and she wants to run like different tests to see if she can understand more about what the bag is and what it can do.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you discover anything you want to narrate? Or...
She does discover that there is a power source within it that is kind of off the charts of her readings. But the bag isn't hot. It's not electrical. There aren't any like electrical sources. She just kind of sees that she just can measure that there's some power emanating from it. And more importantly, after she runs all those tests, she then just goes to the bag and holds it in her hands, and she's already attuned to it. The bag is only attuned to her. And she just taps into it and can feel the fire of the forge like igniting from it, and that's the burnt power tag being recovered, and the fire from the forge, and it's almost like she can feel this like magical heat off of it.
Okay. All right, cool. I like it. All right, Chuck, what do you do? Let's say you have until, your normal meeting time the next day to try to do whatever you can do.
By the way, I'm taking an extra damage, a whole extra tick as well, because I do have a weakness to flame.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to take a whole extra.
So a status 5 of blown up.
Yeah, blown up,
Well,
sir.
you can't be status 5 because otherwise you'll be unconscious.
Yeah.
Well, that's up to the
You
GM.
fall unconscious, then you get back
Yeah.
to your room and you just. All right.
No, I go to the nurse's station and I fall unconscious.
Okay. All right. There you go. Okay. So when you're
Bandages in one hand, and bandages in one hand and hand lotion in the other, and just unconscious on the table,
Okay.
just burnt.
All right. So here, I'm gonna choose then what you do during your downtime for you, and that's you pass out in the nurse's station and you sleep the entire night, and the next morning, and you wake up finally, we'll say bloodied and bruised for.
Yay! I'm healing.
Glad to know the nurse is never actually there to do the job. It's just
Yeah,
always gone. Just always.
Yeah. I mean, we can say that. I mean, you can narrate the nurse being there if you want, Chuck.
No, I'm perfectly fine
Alright.
with this
Nurse-
being the
nurse is
weekend
not
and the
there.
nurse not being there.
All right. Okay. Bloody and bruised for it is.
But I tried.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, if the nurse was there, it might be 3, but 4 seems exciting to me.
The
And,
nurse will probably also ask questions and file some reports.
and I've got to be true to my character. I did take that as an extra weakness.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for playing your character fairly. All right. Corvus, what do you do? You have about a half a day and a night.
So I think Corvus is most likely going to work the case. He is going to call Detective Doss and talk about what they found,
Okay.
because we probably
Oh.
actually have to do that at some point.
Yeah, okay. So you get 3 clues.
Yeah.
We're speaking to Doss.
So I guess the first clue I would ask, what is the current state after her attack of Martha Ellis? Like, how is she holding up after the attack she faced?
Oh, she's come around. She's doing better. She's getting booze snuck into the hospital somehow. We don't know how that's working, so she never seems to sober up. She's still upset, and she still is blaming this skinhead for attacking her, and she claims that the skinhead has been at every one of these attacks. However, well, sorry, go ahead. Ask another question.
Next question would be, so we already actually asked this last time, so it's not worth asking. I was going to ask, where can we find John Nowak, but the police don't actually have that information. We determined that last time. What was Mr. Bancroft's alibi for the night of his wife's murder originally? because they now
Oh,
suspect him,
yeah.
and I want to know what his alibi was.
He was his alibi. The guy, him and his wife have been having a hard time, right? Like they've been fighting. Witnesses have said they've been fighting. You can hear the downstairs neighbor hears noises and fights all the time, but he has a solid alibi. He was working late at Bancroft Securities, as he does basically every night. So, we can exclude him from being there, but if you got it, for my money, he looks very sussy.
Okay. Trying to.
And I'll give you this for your last clue.
Mhm.
The police believe that they may have located Noak's most recent whereabouts, and it is a they don't know exactly where. They know that he's been seen and probably stays somewhere in the industrial district. There's a lot of transient people there,
Mhm.
and they find places to live, and he's one of those people. He's particularly, he has a criminal record. He's been arrested for battery. He didn't do any time, but it's on his rap sheet, and he has no known address, but he's been last seen through their investigations. He's been last seen probably living in the industrial zone, and he hasn't been to work in a while. Since the day where he left, he has not reported back to work.
Okay. Well, those are my 3 clues.
Okay. All right. Nice. What about you, Zeke?
I am definitely going to prepare for my next activity to recover my burnt power tags because I burnt a lot.
Oh yes, that's right. You did.
I had 2 burnt from finding stuff about Noak, and then I had the entire theme burnt when I stopped holding back. So,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think.
let's see.
I think Zeke's trying to. When he gets home, he probably tries to stop the bleeding on his neck first, and then he tries to center himself again. I think.
Okay. Well, good. Okay, then recover all the burnt power tags, and that completes the downtown time. So let's say, unless you disagree, you all gather in Science Room M around midday the following day. You're bloodied, you're bruised, but you have a lead or 2, and the scene opens with, as usual, our investigators meeting again in the half-lit science room. During the day, students walking by outside. For some reason, none of them ever goes into that room, but
Well, the windows are broken and the doors been smashed, so the windows are boarded up from the previous
that's
encounter.
right, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good.
Let's say it was
Thank you
it
for
was
remembering
rated.
that. Yeah,
By a
yeah. You
paramilitary,
might want to find a different place to meet, but
I mean, we do now have access to the theater department, so we go to Theater Room M as our next stop.
Theater Room M. That makes more sense. Thank you for.
We're
keeping
surrounded
us
by
honest here.
costumes and
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, if we have any intense discussions, we can play it off as acting.
Oh, we're just reading from some bit play no one's heard of. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so Corvus looks at the rest of the people he associates with in this group, realizes all of them are seriously injured in various degrees. It's like, do you all need to take another day and get better? I'm fine, but
It's
you
okay,
all.
I'll heal.
Zeke's still rubbing the back of his neck, and he's just ruined my favorite jacket.
He tried this and I'll give his hand lotion.
For a neck wound.
You rubs it into your skin. Isn't that how it works?
To make it soft and smooth, I suppose, but
You don't
that doesn't
rub
really
it into
treat
a wound.
injuries.
yeah, he's not looking for supple. I think he's looking for some kind of healing.
Oh,
At
okay.
least scabbed over, I suppose, would be the next
Yeah, I
level
probably
up.
should have got stitches.
Yes, that is why I asked. You all need another day to get the actual treatment you need. If the answer is you want to press on, I would suggest against it, but I can't stop you all.
I can't afford.
Chuck, you got pretty hurt.
Oh, heal. At least I got a nice bed to sleep on last night.
Yeah, man, but we don't know if we're going up against another place with a bomb in it. I mean, you might not make it out of that one.
Made it out of this one.
Because I helped you get out of it.
Oh,
you-
I thought like I did all that.
No. The only reason you
Are you sure?
probably... Like, I look to the other two, it's like...
Zeke starts like moving his fingers like in front of Chuck, and he's like checking for a concussion. Like
There's no there's no recognition.
yeah, I think we need to get Chuck to like a hospital or something.
Can
man.
I try to like roll to help Chuck?
Yeah.
Like
If you want to change
is it
the
a
game,
change of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good use of it.
Yeah, I'm using our crew theme nurse station medkit,
Oh, nice. I like it. Okay.
and she's going to look at a TikTok tutorial to see like how to, dress a wound.
How to treat someone who's been in a bomb.
She's like,
TikTok
"What's that
tutorial.
hashtag?"
Do burns get to 5 degrees?
They do.
I think is it?
I believe. You go ahead and do what you do. I'll look that up while you do the roll.
And then she's
Zeke
also
also
going to
whispers like, "Look for concussion treatments."
I like this.
She's also going to do hyper focus, a part of her neurodiversity.
And you'll get like looking for the concussion. You'll get all like the concussion is not a part of football.
All right, and change the game. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. So you can create a story tag, you can burn a power tag or story tag, or give or reduce a status.
What's
Oh,
your worst one, Chuck?
My worst what? I've got
Status?
I've only got one status, which is bloody and bruised. Well, it should be still blown up, but yeah,
Okay.
it's 4.
Okay, so I'll just give 3 to that,
Okay.
reduce it by 3, and
Alright,
so
then.
she's like stitching him up. She's done it on herself before. She's slathering with like antiseptic and bandaging him up.
Also, to answer the question about burns, 4th degree is the worst kind of burn.
That's what I thought it was for.
Oh, I
And
just
she's
wanted-
she's
I was
giving him
wrong.
like a band-aid. She's like, "Okay, Chuck, do you want a Halloween scary pumpkin band-aid, or do you want an Elmo Sesame Street band-aid?" That's the
Yeah,
only
they're
two
bit-
we have.
They're a bit babyish. Can we just like get like proper bandages instead of band-aids?
Okay, Halloween what it is. She's putting like band-aid.
All right, Chuck, you're scratched up 1 for some reason. Whatever that did, it worked.
She gives him like, she's like, "Oh, I think I have a sucker in my bag here," and she gives him a sucker too.
Chuck starts
Reducing
playing
a
with the
stat- so-
A
bandages
lolly.
and starts wrapping it around.
So the way statuses work mechanically is it takes it's harder to increase them than to decrease them. Like, they can come down
Okay.
one by tier, but when you give a status to somebody who already has a status, it doesn't stack the same way that it does when it reduces. So just so you know, it's easier to reduce statuses than to increase statuses.
So it goes up by ticks. So from 2 to 3 takes 2 to get to 3, and from 3 to 4 takes 3.
Right.
But it goes down by from 4
Yeah, just a full
goes all the way down.
it
Okay,
stacks
gotcha.
Fully, yeah.
Right.
So you can use that to your advantage in the future.
And with that, I'm going to have a new power tag, by the way, as a level up of
Ooh,
thick
nice.
skin.
Thick skin. Okay, do it.
As the skin is now mostly scar tissue.
Yeah. I like it. Thick skin.
Chuck the tank.
That can come in a couple different ways too.
Mm.
I like that. You can play with that. All right, good.
Well, now that Chuck seems to have healed, thank you, Do, for that one. I called Doss last night to give an update as well as get some information. So according to DOS, Martha Ellis is doing better, and is very adamant that it was a skinhead who attacked her and was also present at every scene of a murder. How she would know that for, like, Miss Bancroft, I don't know. But that is what she's claiming. Secondly, the police have a general idea of where to find John Nowak. He's apparently a transient who is now living somewhere in the industrial district.
What's a transient?
Much like yourself, homeless, doesn't have a permanent address.
Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe you can invite him to live in the at the university.
Thing is probably going to be a bit more worried about potential assault charges, maybe even murder, depending on if he matches the description of the skinhead that Martha Ellis claims attacked her.
And if he doesn't, we've got free Wi-Fi.
Right.
That too.
And I also asked about Mr. Bancroft's alibi for his wife's murder, since they were suspecting him again after that phone call evidence they received. He was apparently at the office working. I assume they have security cameras and people who could place him there, so his alibi is probably fairly good. But their relationship was rocky. Apparently him and Mrs. Ellis, or not Mrs. Ellis, Mrs. Bancroft weren't getting along rather well. But really our only lead is to go back to the industrial district and see if we can figure out where John is. I don't really have anything else we can really do at the moment, unless we can get something from the butcher's shop from the corpse. I could try talking to a ghost again.
I mean, I think John is our best lead, because even if you could summon his ghost, he didn't seem like he was particularly talkative, except for food.
Oh, that's what I thought about the shark person that one time, but turns out they were very happy to be dead, which was quite the surprise to me.
Yeah.
So I'm also going to tell you, just as a matter of mechanics, Nowak is going to take the status covering his tracks 3.
Maybe I can reach out to my fan base and see if someone like knows how to track people and knows how to hack and stuff like that.
Or even if they've just seen John, that would also work if any of them live near or out of character question. Does anyone live in the industrial district? Like, there is housing there, right?
Yeah. I mean, one assumes, yes. I mean, there's housing everywhere. It's not a place people want to live, but it's where people do live.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to reach out to your fans, I'm sure some of them work and...
Sorry to interrupt, but can we take a break? It's been an hour and a half. Sorry, I just need to use the bathroom and stuff.
We'll take a break.
Yeah.
We'll be back shortly. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Really good. See you.
Ready?
We're back.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So just bear with me. We've had an emergency pop up, so we've got to change a few things around. But we're back with at least 3 people, and we're going to keep going.
All right. And the way we're going to play it is if you want to narrate whether or not Corvus is going to be in the scene with you, you can take once per scene, you can use one of his tags. We'll say each of you, if you want to, you can use one of his tags once per scene to give yourself a +1 on your roll.
Awesome. All right. So were we thinking of looking into Noak or?
Well, we've got to try to find him first.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
I like looking into Noak. That's me personally. I don't think like people on the internet, they're not going to have bombs, so I think we're going to be fine with that.
yeah. I personally, after that encounter, I am shockingly. I agree with you, Chuck.
They're not planning on eating people either.
Well, that we know of.
Who would eat someone on the internet? I mean, that's never going to happen. Who would go onto the internet and advertise to eat someone? That will never, ever happen, especially in Germany.
Famous last words. All right. So, how are we gonna look into Noak? Like you said, you were going to help or ask your fan base for help.
Yeah, I thought I'd see if someone knows like any hackers, like, and we can try to track them down. Or
Like my
Alright.
fan base or Chuck's fan base?
I was going
I
to try for
mean,
mine, but if you want to try
both.
yours,
Nope, go ahead. It's a good idea.
but you don't want to know if any of your fan base are hackers and stalkers.
Yeah, I mean, probably, but I think it'd be more interesting if you do it.
Okay, that sounds ominous. So, without pluses, because I've got a burnt tag, because the burnt power, because that's the one I would have used. Let's go a flat roll of investigate.
Okay, now keep in mind Noak has a status of covering his tracks 3, so subtract 3 from your investigate roll.
Investigate flat roll.
Yeah, so you're rolling -3.
Awesome. Let's investigate.
You miss. Okay. Here's what happens. The phone rings. Now I know it's usually Corvus talking to Doss. So Doss calls up Corvus and Corvus picks up the phone. And you see him like look concerned. And okay. All right, I'll let him know. And he looks shaken a little bit. Well, I don't know if he's the kind of guy that gets shaken, but he hangs up the phone and says, Martha Ellis is gone. She's no longer in the hospital.
She's dead.
No,
Oh,
She's
gone.
been abducted by
She's
aliens?
gone.
Okay.
She's gone.
Oh,
Or
okay.
MTV?
She wasn't discharged. She was, Doss just says she was in a room 1 second and next second she's gone.
Oh, she just disappeared. She wasn't
Yeah.
discharged.
No,
She just
she just
disappeared?
disappeared.
Oh no.
That's
Maybe we
your
should head to the
hard move.
hospital and look into that.
Apparently, that's what we're going to do now. Shall I check my fan base, see if anyone... No, I'm just checking. Well, let's hospital?
Yeah.
Who was the last person to see her?
No.
Oh, okay. So I guess we just go to the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah, if you'd like to.
Maybe you can try to hack into the, like, to get the CCTV.
Well, okay. So let's just say the scene opens up. You've driven in the van. You arrive at this. It's the downtown district. Near near where she performs, not far from where she performs. She was taken there to the hospital after being attacked by Noak, if you remember, and she has now disappeared. You are at the hospital. We'll say, well, tell us you tell me what you're doing.
Well, Chuck's now dressed up nicely, like blazered. So he's gone to the theater department and changed clothes from all the bandages. Although before he goes, like, wait, do you think I should sneak in as a patient? I got the bandages. And as he says that, he leans into the door room, and you can see that he's bandaged up all his head like the mummy.
Okay.
His entire.
The entire. Like, should I go as
Doing a costume of the Invisible Man.
Invisible Man, yeah.
All right, so I'll give you the story tag bandaged.
Like, is that going to help, or is that going to...
Guess we'll find out.
Okay.
You want it to help? I'm just gonna give it to you.
And then we turn up at the hospital. It's like, so what? I'm going to walk in here. Like, how are we going to do this?
Yeah. Tell me. Okay, so it's just a basic hospital. There's an emergency entrance. There's a main entrance. You don't exactly know where you're going. It's. What do you do?
I mean, I think we should at least look for what room she was in. Maybe see if we can find anything weird there.
Clues, yeah.
All right. So I assume you just move up, go to the front desk there, or just talk to whoever's.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to. Okay, we need a
Welcome to
plan for
City
this, right? So how are we going to gain our way in? So we're going to have to like persuade someone, right?
I mean, it's a hospital. Like, I think the hardest thing is going to be trying to figure out, like, I don't know where to go. Like, it's, you're probably going to be able to walk around pretty freely.
Especially if you got
In a
the
hospital?
patient
Okay.
who's got bandages. I'm helping.
How old was Ellis?
She's in her 50s.
I mean, so one of you two could probably be like, say, like, hey, I was here to see, I don't know, my grandma or something.
Are we the same race?
Well, we're all human.
There's all
I guess
different
it
kinds
doesn't
of
matter.
families.
Yeah.
We're all human.
Right. Yeah, I'll do it. Sure. So, do goes up and goes up to the front desk, and she is, just really broke. She's hyping herself up, and it's like, okay, I need to like be sad and kind of get some tears going. So she's like trying to get her eyes watery, and she goes up there and she's like, oh my, I need to see, I'm sorry, I'm just like so out of it. My aunt, Martha Ellis, she was just here. She disappeared. I heard that she had disappeared, and I want to. She has her things still in the room, and I wanted to like take them so that we can make sure they're safe, and get out of your way so you can change the room.
Okay, so she looks at you and she starts typing. Roll sneak around.
Sneak around.
Yeah, since you're being deceptive.
Okay, so I think it's just gonna be a flat roll. Sneak around. Yay!
Oh, you did it. Okay. So she says, "Oh, well, gee, okay." And she, well, see, it looks like, you say you say she's not a patient here anymore. Looks like she's still here.
Oh, she is. Yeah, she is. She is still a patient here. Yeah.
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah, she's in room 450. You know, if they're the
And this
elevator,
is
do you
my
all
husband.
together? Oh,
And
okay. Well,
I grab Chuck.
yeah, I mean, her condition looks stable. She just she seems to be doing okay, but she looks not. It appears she's still at the hospital. So, um,
I
have a
right,
good
right.
visit.
Okay, thank you.
Next, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So I assume you make your way up to the room there,
Yep.
and so you can, before you go into the room, you see that down the hall there looks like there's a sheriff's deputy over by the nurses station talking to one of the nurses. There's an open door. You can see it's a room with 2 beds in it. There's one patient in there that you recognize as not Martha Ellis, and then there's a bed separately where there's nobody there. There's it sort of looks like an unmade bed, but there's nobody there actually. And you right away conclude that this computer, for whatever reason, hasn't been updated because she just ran out from the hospital, and they don't know where she is yet. She might be running around the grounds. Who knows?
Are you saying that the room 404 is an error?
450.
Oh,
That would have been very funny though.
And you're sort of a group now walking around the hall, so you have not drawn attention yet.
Okay.
You said there was a sheriff there?
Yeah, there's a sheriff's deputy talking to one of the nurses at one of the nurses stations. You don't know if it looks like, it sort of looks like they're having a conversation.
shall we just try to find some exit areas and whatnot? She was getting booze smuggled in. Maybe we can find a secret entrance or exit.
Or find who was smuggling it.
Or a bar.
Do
they have bars in hospitals?
A hospital bar?
Man, my grandma would have loved that out of character. Holy shit.
Yeah, Chuck, there isn't a hospital. Usually there aren't bars in hospitals around here. Yeah, so I guess one of us should try to sneak into the room. And the other people can distract the police officer and try to talk to him.
I was just going to walk around and see if I can find an exit, like a place where she could have just walked out, or someone could have walked in. That was my thinking. Zeke, do you want to try to distract the guards?
I mean, I could try to talk to the sheriff or the deputy, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to try to create a discreet surveillance drone that can go into the room and kind of look around.
Okay. So would you like to take the action first, Zeke, to see if you can do any? If your goal is to distract, you want to go and have a conversation first, or do you want to let the drone go first?
I'll let the drone go first because I need to think of what I'm going to say to this guy.
Okay.
Because I don't think I was originally going for to distract it unless he wasn't here for Ellis.
You don't know. There's a conversation going on, and so is Chuck gonna do anything, or are we just gonna see what happens?
Or do you want me to distract? I don't want to distract. I keep on getting into trouble when I distract people.
So I'm doing the drone thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. So that's changed the game and what is needed most at this time. And I do want to do the weakness tag of that darn zipper. So
okay.
And I want to also do unbounded creativity because she's really trying to think about, because before when she's just kind of thinking generally, things that come out of the bag are just kind of what's needed, but she's trying to really focus and think creatively about what it could be and hold that into her mind.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool. And yeah, so let's make sure that's cool. And change the game.
There you go.
Nice,
You
nice,
got
nice,
yourself a
nice.
drone. Oh, you only have power 1, huh?
It says minimum 2 juice, so.
Oh, right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do
Yeah,
an
so it's
on-
going to be this like indiscreet. Oh, sorry. This like I'm thinking of it as like kind of like a little like spider drone that can just like go
Yeah.
in there and take like high def
Okay.
pictures in the room. So is that like a
You can story tag a drone and it will just, if you want to prolong its effect.
yeah, so
Yeah, just make-
drone, and I want to prolong the effect.
Okay.
And is there, I wonder if there's anything else, because I have this juice with my bag that I'd like to use. And can I hide the effect so it can't be perceived?
Sure. Do that.
Okay, cool.
It is
Cool.
impossible for it to be seen that it can
It's
only help you.
hidden and prolong.
I have to keep in
Okay.
mind that if you don't hide the effect, I can use that against you. Okay, good. I like it. So you've set it up so it's only a bonus, and the little thing goes. It's a bug. Nobody's gonna notice that thing. Now, if you would like, you can roll investigate.
Do I roll investigate now?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if the spotlight was going to someone else.
No, we'll keep it going.
All right, great. So, and then I want to investigate the room. So the drone is, what she pulled out was, bug, and then some kind of little glass thing that she could put a little monocle that came out of the bag too. It was like a bug in this monocle, and she puts the monocle in her eye, and she can see what the drone sees.
Okay.
And so she wants to see if there's any. She wants to see if there's anything that would indicate if there was a struggle, or if there was like anything that seems like out of place, like if she struggled, basically, if there's anything like knocked over or
Okay.
anything like that. Yeah. So when I investigate with this, do I use my other relic for that, or it's just? So can I do a Bluetooth pairing of the Slappy bracelet with the drone to investigate?
Go for
Okay,
it.
cool. So there's some kind of setting where it can be paired together, and Slappy, the bracelet, is looking at show me what's hidden and follow the signs.
Okay.
Okay, and I do want to mark attention here. So I'm gonna investigate. Wow,
Oh, you did it.
the
Okay.
algorithm has blessed me today. Okay, so was there any signs of a struggle?
No signs of a struggle.
Okay. I need help from my teammates on what to ask next. So
Maybe if you can pick up any rift energy, rift involvement, or like.
I didn't put that power.
Or
tag,
alcohol.
Unfortunately.
I'm curious about the alcohol being stuck in.
So
Or was there clothes
Where
left?
the
tell me
where-
like
where-
what's in the room?
I
Yeah,
was
go
thinking
ahead.
maybe
I'll
where
give
the
you-
nearest exit would be from here, like the easiest route she could have taken if someone, if she just left.
Yeah.
Is the
Here's what I'll tell you. Is that is that you sort of glance. The spider like crawls around and sees there's no struggle, and you just happen to look, on the door. You're just, turns out the spider doesn't find anything, and you happen to look over and you see like the emergency exit sign, like telling patients, well, hold on a second. The spider notices that every bed has its own like emergency exit sign there, and it shows you how, if you wanted to escape, the fastest way to go from your bed to the closest exit. And you can see that that it's at the closest exit, we'll say, it's just out the room and around the corner, and it looks askew, as if somebody was really looking at it, and maybe just almost like leaning against it, so it was pushed out of the way, so somebody who was hurt was kind of looking at the.
Okay, so I relay to the team. Okay, so what I'm seeing is, it looks like there is a exit plan strategy that every patient is given for each bed. The document, it's a laminate. It looks like a laminated
little placard.
Yeah. This looks like it's a little bit askew. It looks like someone's been using it and studying it, and so the exit from this bed looks like it's around the corner, and then you turn left. So we can go check that out.
And if you just go around there, you see there's like, it's of course an emergency exit stairway, and right at the door you see a broken bottle with Johnny Walker Red, which you imagine is Martha Ellis's favorite beverage.
I've got to taste that. I've got to make sure it is what it is.
I was gonna say, Chuck did a deep dive on her profile. Maybe it's well known that she likes that drink.
When you pick it up, Chuck, a feeling of melancholy comes over you, and I want you to tell me, for some reason, this feeling of melancholy reminds you of something that makes you very sad. It's something that like seeps into your soul and really uncovers some deep pain. And I want you to tell me, I'm going to use one of my custom moves here, is I want you to tell me what makes you the most deeply sad.
That he misses his best girl, Betty.
Okay. You are thinking of Betty and feeling like it's hopeless. She's the one that got away. And
she's the one that died in the car accident.
Oh, okay. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this feeling hits you, and you just don't know if it's ever going to be the same.
Yep.
Now,
and that started everything.
I want you to take Forlorn 2. There's a separate status. Alright, Zeke, what are you doing at this moment?
I mean, I imagine like I followed, everyone to the stairwell. Like, do I notice any change like come over Chuck?
Yeah, I imagine you do.
Like I just kind of look at him and I'm like, Chuck, are you feeling all right? You look like you just got, I don't know, but you don't look good.
Have you ever dated a cheerleader before?
No, I'm into men, so.
Well, they have men in the cheer squads, but
I haven't dated any male cheerleaders, no.
they like to live on the edge, and like Betty was my cheerleader. Betty was my best girl.
I'm very sorry. Like, I don't think Chuck's heard this, or Zeke's heard this story about Chuck before. So he's just like, if you want to talk about it, we can, do that back at the science room, man. But, I mean...
Let him say his feelings. Come on. Chuck, and so, Dew goes over and it's like, Chuck, just, if you want to tell us, just tell us. Who was Betty? What happened?
Well, we're out drinking and partying. Well, she was drinking, I wasn't. Because, of course, driving. And then the driving became not driving. And we ended up here in the hospital. And I got better.
And she didn't.
And what happened? What happened to her?
Funeral and yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize hospitals are such a tough topic for you. Maybe you should just...
Usually they're not. And he takes a swig.
Yeah. That's a tough one, because like I would think like if he had been drinking before, like he would say like, all right, it's time to cut you off. But like the fact that he just took a swig, it's like, Yeah, man, I gotta be honest, I don't think drinking's gonna help. Zeke reaches for the bottle, like...
When you grab the bottle, all of a sudden this feeling of melancholy comes over you too. And I'm going to use again one of my custom moves and ask you, what is the thing that makes you the most sad?
Zeke kind of tries to actively not be sad by like not caring about a lot of things, but I think the reason why he does that is because like he can't stop and think about all the horrible things he sees and can't help anyone about it. So I think if he just thinks about like, a lot of the horrible things he sees just as part of his visions as, the Mothman, that if he actually stops and thinks about it, that's really gonna bum him out.
A feeling of overwhelming helplessness and sadness comes over you. And I want you to take helpless too. But for some reason, Chuck, when the bottle comes out of your hand, you seem to clear up a little bit. Just like it came quickly, the feeling fades. You're still, it's still in your heart, right? But it's not immediately crushing. So you can eliminate the Forlorn 2 status.
But I'm a much better driver now. It's like... So anytime you want... Anytime you need a driver for the van, like, I'll take care of it. I mean, the radio station will have to change, but... I'm a much better driver now. I haven't had any accidents since.
Zeke just like shakes his head and he's like, who even cares now, man? I mean, there's like, we're not even going to be able to help anyone, I feel like. I'm never able to help anyone.
Chuck's got his hands out for the keys.
You've helped us this whole time. You've distracted the police. You've with your mighty scream. We've all worked together to try to solve this mystery, and you've definitely helped me. Just being able to see how you are this hardcore rocker, and I really respect my elders in that way.
I think normally Zeke would give like a big goofy grin, but like right now he's just finding it really difficult to focus. Like I imagine if he's already in that mindset of like everything is terrible, he's probably not like you know, actively like trying to push visions away. Like he's probably like just like getting like bombarded with them right now, and he's like, he has to go sit down.
You don't call old people old people. They don't like it.
I didn't call him old. I said he's an elder.
Exactly. Don't say that.
I mean, he's older than me, so he's my elder.
And Zeke, the helpless 2 status, you can eliminate that for whatever reason, even if you still hold the bottle in your hand. That feeling evaporates suddenly, just as suddenly as it came on. But of course, you still feel helpless. It's just not as immediate as it was
Zeke.
just a second ago.
Yeah, Zeke just kind of blinks and he's like, alright. Yeah, you're right. Man, I just got like really sad for a moment, and I don't know if you guys notice this about me, but like I don't tend to do sad.
Yeah, we got deep there for a second.
Yeah, Chuck, man, I never knew that stuff about you.
Was it something
Chuck
about
says, I don't
the
talk about my
bottle
feelings.
that reminded you? Like, what is it that brought this on? Why did you all like suddenly remember all of this stuff?
Maybe that's the hospital, or I don't know. The alcohol, the drinking.
Yeah, that's why I took the bottle away from you, man. Like I thought.
Or
were
that you
gonna
never
start
let me
drinking.
drive.
Well, that's still never gonna change. But I tried to take the bottle away from you because I thought you were gonna start drinking, and that doesn't help being sad.
Chuck pulls out his license and flashes it.
Zeke just
Charles.
Zeke's like, he's the math lady meme right now. He's putting like 2 and 2 together, and he's like, I think something's up with the bottle.
Oh.
It wasn't. You didn't get affected by it, right? Like you didn't get really sad.
No, I did get really
But
sad.
we both touched the bottle.
Mm.
And Zeke kind of like looks at the bottle like, I want to see if I can find anything like weird about it. Like I know it's like a bottle of alcohol in the hospital, which is weird, but like about it specifically.
Okay. You want to investigate?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think that would be the role.
Okay.
Tastes like alcohol.
Let me see what tags I got. All I really got for like a visual investigation, like right in front of me, would be my exceptional eyesight. I think.
Okay.
Does my vicious bite still detract from me?
No, not on this one. Not
Yeah,
on this one.
I didn't think so. All right, let's do investigate. If
That's
it'll
good music for this, huh? Well, there you go. Okay.
Right.
You can ask me one question. Now, the investigation may expose you to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy, or I may ask you another question.
I mean, I think the prevailing question, like now that Zeke wants to know, is why did this make me so sad just touching it?
What you notice is, because you're a rift, you're not usually, you don't really specialize in seeing rift energy, but you feel like this was infused with some kind of rift energy which its primary characteristic was in a unadulterated sadness, but it's fading quickly, as if the source of the rift energy isn't the bottle itself, but it was its most recent, besides the two of you, holder.
So would I reasonably be able to put together that, like, touching the bottle, I felt the same way when I listened to Ellis's song?
I'm gonna give you this one, but I'm gonna. Okay, yes, the answer is yes. And suddenly, you see before you, at this, you're all together in this stairway. Suddenly, you see a sheriff's deputy looking over, like, excuse me, what are you doing here? I mean, excuse me, what are you doing here?
Zeke just instinctively tries to hide the bottle. Like, I think. Flashbacks to his younger days.
Adjusting the bandages.
You were looking into someone, weren't you, D? Or do? Sorry.
Yeah, we're here to see my aunt. My aunt. I mean, Do is hesitant to actually say, lie to a police officer. Yeah, my aunt, Betsy Sue, but I think she's asleep now, so we're just gonna go, and yeah, we're just gonna go.
Why don't you roll sneak around?
Okay, sneaky sneak.
So I gave you an out with my bandages, or you could have been taking me somewhere for a walk, but nope.
That's alright. It didn't work out that way. So sorry.
It's still part of the narrative.
I'll give you a help.
Okay. And
how are you gonna do
I
that?
do have
Say it.
It's like, oh yeah, I remember, like, and I'll show you out to the front area.
Oh yeah, I'm a patient.
As a patient.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then okay.
Oh,
yeah.
thank
I do
you,
have a help.
kind sir. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I was. Just,
Oh wait,
like,
no,
so
I don't. I have a
confused
hurt.
and lost.
Oh, never mind. You don't get
You
it.
have a hurt or help?
No, I don't have a help.
I only have
Okay.
2 hurts for Chuck. That's the only points I have.
I still don't
Alright.
remember why. I still know why.
Yeah.
At least my one for Do, I remember what it was.
So
The mobile
it's
phone in
sneak.
the concert.
Yeah. Okay.
Sneak
Sneak
around, yeah.
around.
You're trying to convince somebody of something to let you just go. And you
Oh,
may
hell yeah.
yes.
okay, all right. Well, he looks satisfied. And he says, "Okay, well, you're not there's no congregating in the stairwell. I usually don't come around here, to check it out. I'm just I just happened to see you, so go, be on your way, citizens."
Yes. Thank you,
Citizen.
agent of the state. Yes, I respect you. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. That's what you need to do. Shines the badge a little bit.
A little bit of
Yes.
Shireen coming out there.
Blue lives matter.
That's right. Get that right. Here's a
Give him
pin.
the thin blue one. All right. Yeah, I think.
I like your attitude, lady.
Yeah, Z kind of like motions to like let's get out of here.
Yeah, but when Do turns around, she's like, gags on her own like word. Just, oh God, I can't believe I said that.
So we need to go down or stairs or upstairs or down or up a level to then like get back to the stairwell, see what. Like,
Is there like an upper level, or is it like just downstairs the stairwell?
It goes up and down.
so
But you are right now. You're outside the stairwell. For all the officer knows, you're walking toward
But
the
we're
normal
walking
exit, not
towards
the
normal
not
exit.
the emergency.
but we're going to then go see if we can find a way around to then find where that leads to. See if there's something else.
Mm.
We're collecting lots of things this time. We've got a
So
cleaver
we're going towards the
and we've got
emergency
booze.
exit.
Well, you are. There's like a tiny emergency exit stairwell. That was on that card, on the placard thing that you were in. Now you're out of there because the cop says, "Hey, this is not a normal stairway."
Oh,
He thought maybe
I
you got
see.
lost or
Okay.
something.
Mhm.
So if you want to go back in there, you have to do other stuff. But right now, you get away clean.
But we need to find another level to find an emergency exit stairwell to
Yeah, I
then
think maybe we should-
access that stairwell from
Yeah, I
another
think maybe
level.
we should go down a level or something.
Mm.
Try it, heading back.
All right.
So go down to then go into the emergency exit and bust in.
All right, so
Yeah.
you want to walk down. Okay, so tell me what you're doing. Okay, so you're going to go to like, okay, so let's just say there's main elevator bank, right? And there's also like these main stairs. People don't usually use the stairs. And you could, but they're clearly there, right?
Let's use
You're in
the
a hospital, you have the
stairs.
big old elevators. So you could take the elevators, you could take the stairs. There's a normal amount of activity. There's nurses.
Let's use the
doctors.
stairs. Do your retro.
Stairs are retro.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
technically, they're
yeah.
probably like one of like the oldest human achievements. So
And it is leg day.
Yeah. So we're taking the stairs. Let's take the stairs down, and we're trying to go to the similar emergency exit.
Yeah.
Is there?
yeah.
I think we just want to see if there's anything that would like trip the alarm, because usually when you open those doors, the alarm goes off.
Yeah,
Did I
no,
just give the DM something? No, okay.
there's no alarm. Okay, I'll give you this. So you go just down a level. Do you want to go down a level or up a level? Down?
Let's just
Okay.
do down.
All right.
Lazy.
And the layout is almost exactly the same. So you come out of the stairway. You don't see a cop this time. You see almost the same setup, and you can maneuver yourself over to what would be, this emergency like stairway, small stairway. And there's a door there. It just, it's even labeled exit.
Oh, we were going to exit, weren't we?
Yeah, let's go out and see what we see.
And let's say nobody notices you.
Okay.
It's quiet in there.
So I want to investigate and see if I see any traces of rift energy, and if there's like some kind of footsteps or rift energy imprint that can show us the direction and the location of where she went.
Okay.
We'll go up to the level where we were, and then you do your investigation.
To the level where we were.
Well, we've gone down a level, gone into the stairwell,
Sure.
so you need to go back up
I mean,
inside
we
the
don't know if
stairwell.
she went
Then you
up
go.
or
Then you do
down.
investigation.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we do that.
So essentially,
So,
where we were, but inside.
So I want show me what's hidden and rift energy detector.
Okay.
Investigate. Nice.
All right, great success. What are your questions?
Whoa! Like, how am I getting so many right in a row? Okay, great. So,
Question
how?
it. It'll stop.
It's random.
It's okay. So, is there? Yeah. Show me. Is there the rift? Rift energy that I can see and see in what direction she went, even outside of the hospital. So I want
Yeah.
to see like,
All right.
where it would be.
So here's what you notice. You can see a dulling sort of rift energy trail that goes down almost all the way down. Say you follow it. You follow it all the way down, down to the lower level, and then it sort of goes. There's an exit door. When you reach the ground level, you can see there's two doors at the bottom of this staircase. One goes back into the hospital, and the other goes outside. If you would like to use your final question to determine which direction the rift energy may have gone from here, I will accept that.
Yeah. Which direction? Yeah.
It's clear that the rift energy trail does not go outside. For some reason, it looks like, and this is the last vestiges of this trail, right? Because rifts don't leave trails behind. If they do, if it's not going to be very long, and you're particularly perceptive here, but you do notice that the person who left this trail was a rift, but then hesitated right here. And instead of going out the door, went into the main hospital.
Oh. Okay, so I imagine what do is, she's using Slappy bracelet, and it's like an overlay with her mind. It's like a HUD, a heads-up display, but inside her head. And she's taking the group, like, okay, here, and following that trail. And she goes to where there's that hesitation. She's like, Deuce says, it's weird. I really expected the trail to go out, and I expected the trail, for us to follow it to whatever direction it went. But it looks like the trail leads back into the main hospital, back through these doors.
Is it maybe like they were trying to cover their own tracks, like suspect that we were going to follow them?
This ability is quite rare. It's not something that's normally done. Maybe it's possible, but we can investigate further and
You
go back
suddenly
inside the
hear
hospital.
a blood-curdling scream coming from beyond the door.
Mhm.
And there is now, you hear footsteps, activity on the other side of that door suddenly. You can hear people talking now, or like rumbling.
I mean, I think I'm gonna try to get in there.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
you open the door and you see, it opens up to a hallway, and there's people just running down the hall. And you look over to the left where they're coming from, and you see there is, a doctor, there's a nurse, there's some orderlies, all running in the same direction. And you hear another scream coming from down to the right. You look over, and there's not much over there. There seems like there's more like hallways and rooms to the left. Over to the right, you see only one sign. To the right, you see a sign saying chapel, and then there's doors.
Let's go to church.
We're running into
That
it.
way.
Yeah, let's follow it.
Okay. People are of course, there's kind of pandemonium, right? So you're not being noticed, and you make your way into the chapel, and you notice there's already a crowd of people. There's EMTs there. They are trying to revive a woman, who was sitting in, who was fallen on the floor, like right in front of one of the pews. There's really nobody else you can see. Like, there wasn't a service going on. It doesn't seem like it. There is an unconscious woman being worked on by EMTs.
Does it look like Ellis?
No, it does not. What do you do,
Is
Chuck?
this- yeah.
So there's EMTs, there's an unconscious woman. Look around to see if there's anyone that's not that's watching or out of place, or at the same, or maybe even look out of the room to see if there's someone that wasn't a patient or doctor, like someone that ran
Okay, roll investigate.
with nothing again, but it's worth it. Scratch and bandage don't help or hurt. I'm just asking.
That doesn't hurt.
Okay, that's what I thought. So
No,
I'm
you're
just going
looking around.
just a straight rollers or investigate.
So you did it. Okay, so here's what you see. You see out of the corner of your eye a man. You can see that he's got no hair. He's got a hoodie on over his head. You see him you see out of the corner of his eye, he's out the door.
Skinhead, bye. I'm start running like the skinhead's that way. And start chasing.
Okay, there's people in the way. So wait. Hold off on this. Right now there's there's a crowd, so I'm going to give you this. I'm going to put the story tag crowd there. Who does anything else? So you see this, you see Chuck react. What do you do?
I'd like to try to get rid of the crowd.
Okay.
I think you know, I do still kind of have. I mean, I don't have the obviously like hospital security guard or anything, but I probably still have my security guard stuff, and I know how to act when there's like a crowd and there shouldn't be. So I would like to try to act like I work here and be like only medical, like, and try to get rid of everyone else.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
All right. So
Roll change the game.
all right. I'm definitely using my security guard and my security gear, so I look legit. I think like I'm also trying to like give off an air of like I'm confident, I know what I'm doing. You probably shouldn't try to challenge me. So I also want to invoke my like my scary gaze, my terrifying gaze. And also I'm doing this to help Chuck. So genuinely wants to help. So I think that's all
And
the tags.
how many tags do you have? What's your power?
Oh, does my bite still affect me, by the way?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that's a -2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tags, so it would be a +2 with the -2.
All right,
And you're
I'll
only
give you-
bruised one.
I'm still bruised? Oh.
Bruised one only. You're not bitten two or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so it's
bruised
just
one.
a -1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a -1.
Okay. Then it would be a plus.
It'll just slow your ability to like corral people out of the way.
Yeah, it'd be a +3 then.
Okay. All right. Roll change the game.
Do you need a help point?
I would very much like one.
Okay, so I would like to give Zeke a help point.
Okay. All right.
And so I think what I'll just like whatever Zeke says, I'll just repeat it. I'm like, yeah, I like that, you know, like the hype man kind of mentality, like just to kind of also look official.
Man. Alright.
Ooh, okay, all right. Mild success.
Yeah.
You have power of 4. You create a story tag, burn a power tag, or give or reduce a status. Now, keep in mind that that Noak, if this is indeed Noak, has the status covering his tracks 3. So this might be your opportunity to reduce that as well as get rid of the crowd.
I have 4 juice. Is that what it says?
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
4.
Okay. I'm not. I mean, I guess like it would be creating like another story tag, to say like disperse the crowd, like crowd dispersed or something like that.
Okay, you can just burn the crowd story tag.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then yes,
There you
I'll
go.
have to do that.
And that'll be
And-
that's permanent basically. Like the problem with creating story tags with a mild success is they're only going to be temporary.
Okay.
I don't think we need it for a long time.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what status like this could give Noak.
What I would do if I were you, this is just a suggestion, I would reduce the status of covering his tracks 3 to 0 basically.
Yeah, if I can do that like reasonably, I would like to do that. I just didn't know like how narratively I would do
Oh,
that
yeah.
with this action.
Go and describe it like you can yell out, "Stop that man!" And then
Yeah, that's
like
probably the
people
most
might
obvious.
slow him down or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
was
don't mean
gonna
to
do
putting
that.
words in your mouth.
I was
No,
thinking
it-
about the
it's
same.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think since he's going to be like the only one like fleeing and everyone else is, you know, either like crowding around or just backing up after Zeke told them to, he's going to shout, be like, "Hey, someone's trying to make a break for it."
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so you've gotten rid of that status. Now it's only gone temporarily. He'll get it back shortly, but now, and I don't know if Jew has any time to do anything. Let's, before we resolve Chuck's chase down.
So I think what Do is like, hyping up Zeke.
Yeah.
And is also, I think what she would want to do is I don't know. I guess I think she would want to also try to help Chuck in some ways. So she wants to kind of see if she can kind of predict where he's going.
Okay.
And see if she can like head him off, you know, if he's like if there's some kind of like she's asking Slappy the bracelet to predict his movements and you know what are the possible exits and what's the one that's most likely, that kind of thing. So I think it would be follow the signs and lay of the land.
Okay.
And that's an investigate.
Well, do you want to change the game? You know, to like give yourself.
Yeah, change the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause this is essentially a chase, right? So you're gonna want to give.
Yeah.
You know, like what I have in my mind is a status spectrum that you have to reach to capture Noak. In fact, it's in the.
Yeah. Change the game.
Okay. Well, there you go. Okay.
Okay, here we go. So I can create a story tag that is, you know, door number 1 or whatever, you know, like she knows which door to or where he's going to go. Essentially, I kind of imagine there's like different exits that are there.
Okay.
And she's able to
So we'll say
predict where
only
he
exit.
goes.
How about that? We'll say like only exit or
only exit. And then she also, if she wants to give him a status, is there a way where she can slow him down? Or let's see, okay, it has to be with the function that was used. So she will I'm not sure. I need some help.
Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, you like know where he's going. Here's what I'll give you. Why don't we say like identified to? So like, if he tries to go into a crowd, you're gonna be able to spot.
Okay. Yeah.
Spot
that's
him,
good.
and like you point him out to Chuck, so he's gonna be identified to Chuck even.
Okay.
So he's now become more
Perfect.
conspicuous.
Great,
Okay.
That's great. Thank you.
Sure. All right, Chuck. This will be the last move before we like break until next week, I think.
We're going to end it on this one?
Well, I
Okay,
don't know,
so
up
I've been
to you.
rolling poorly all
I'm just
time.
saying, like, this is, we're about that time, so I just,
We've been rolling
About
poorly,
time
so
for a fail roll.
We need a cliffhanger.
and I don't want, like, one, I'm afraid you're gonna catch him, and then Corvus is not gonna be here, but
I'm more
assured
assured that I'm going to roll 2 1s in this, so it's okay. So
Okay.
the crowd is dispersed enough for me to get through. So I'm no longer going to be using the more the merrier to try to get to the crowd. It's a straight shot to try to chase. My speciality is tackling. That's what I do. I'm going to ask the GM for my scratched up to make that I have taken impact from the scratched up, which is going to normally be a penalty. Can I turn that into an advantage to make me stronger?
I'll let you do that this time. You've been very not abusing that power.
Yeah, I'm trying not to do it as much. I'm just unticked because I've got the other one ticked.
Yeah. That becomes a bonus now.
Yeah. So that becomes a bonus now. Yay. And that's about it. But then again, that impact makes me stronger is double. So I've got 2 of those tags in different places. But that's about all I've got So this is my first plus roll, I think, for the entire show, the entire episode. My first plus roll, and we're going to fail it.
All right.
Toe to toe? No, or is it?
Let's see. You are rolling go toe to toe because you're chasing him down.
Chase down and tackle.
Okay, here we
Let's
go.
fail this roll.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Did not expect that. Diving
Go for it.
tackle.
yeah. Okay, so you run after him. You catch him. When you grab him, when you go to tackle him down, you grab him. You bring him down. Boom! All of a sudden, when he hits the ground, suddenly he becomes. You don't feel anything anymore, and he becomes incorporeal right before your eyes, and he like looks stunned. He's like, oh my gosh, I've never been tackled before. And you see that you have his clothes still, and you see his ghost body. You can see his like tighty whities or whatever.
Oh God, put on some clothes. God damn it! What?
He like runs. He like his like ghost spirit starts to run off, and there's
really
really
do need
not
Corvus.
much you can do about this. At this point. Like you can't grab him anymore. But you do have his clothes, and just when you're at your most frustrated moment,
Wallet?
you all notice together, because the two of you come out and Corvus comes out too to see this happen, and you notice that right out the door, right where you see Noak just turned incorporeal, you see that Martha Ellis is standing right there, looking at you. And that's the end of today's episode.
That was so good.
So good.
That was a very good note to leave it off on.
Yeah.
A little bit early, but yes, very good.
A little bit early. What are you talking about? This is like this is the sketch.
But it's good.
Oh,
It's good.
shit.
I'm good.
Shit, I read it wrong. Never mind. It's not early.
I think it's a good time as well. Anyway.
Yeah.
Corvus is not here anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it does give us time for the geek out this time though.
Yeah, let's
Because we
do
actually
that.
haven't had that for a little bit. So I've actually turned it on for once, if I can find it. There we go. Geek out after the credits.
Okay. Well, I gotta read my own time notes better next time. All right. So let's start. Let's go left to right, top to bottom. We'll start with do. You can choose one of these. Well, in fact, you can choose more than one since we have a little extra time. If you want to choose more than one of these, you can. You can answer how has the crew grown this session, which character had the most meaningful interaction with your character, and or which of your themes is under the most strain. If it collapses, what new aspect will be shown up in its place? Will show up in its place.
Yeah, so do really felt a connection to both Chuck and Zeke when they were sharing their vulnerability and what had happened. And she'd been having her doubts about things just because of how violent it had gotten, and she wasn't sure if this was like the right place for her. But when they really were in that stairwell, it reminded her of when she would like hang out with her friends and drink, pass around a bottle and really share what's like happening with their lives. So she will get a help point with both of them.
Okay. All right.
Feels
good.
like a connection to them. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Chuck?
Look, I was going to give a help point to my drinking buddy to Zeke.
Okay.
For pretty much the same scene, with this like the drinking in the stairwell, and the sorrow, and I almost got the keys, almost. Probably never going to happen. Almost, but you also
Not as long as Zeke has a say in it.
but you also got to hear some of Chuck's background too. He doesn't have much of a background, so that's most of it, I'm sorry. But yeah, a help point for Zeke.
Okay. All right. Good. Zeke, how about you?
I don't like being a copycat, but I also feel like that scene, like I think Zeke really appreciated Dew trying to give him like a little pep talk, like, "Hey, you're still cool. You helped us," and also I think he also had like a bit of an appreciation for Chuck again. Like, up until now, he kind of thought Chuck was just like kind of one-dimensional jock who happened to also be a rift. But now he's kind of seeing the flaws with that line of thinking.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I'm sorry. That was
So
it.
I'll also say, why don't you recover the one burned, power tag, a crew tag that you used this session.
Which was the nurse's
Yeah.
station?
Nurse's station.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
And that's it. We'll be back next week, I hope.
And who gets to do the... can we get Red to do the
Monologue?
recap? The monologue?
Well, let's see. Yeah. Wolf could do it, but I don't know if that'll work. I feel like Chuck should do the voiceover monologue next week. But I'm up to open to suggestions.
Unless anyone else wants it, I will put my hand up for it.
I think it's great. Yeah.
That said, it's going to be a hard weekend for me, but it'll be doable.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything detailed. You could think it up at the last minute too if you want.
Yeah, that's not... I do a lot of ad-lib, but that's not how I usually try to do things. It does happen, though. It does happen a lot. I do apologize for last week as well. My Goblins just came back to school, which means he's just come back home. And I just want to put this out there. He stayed up all night playing with his Lego for midnight. So, which meant we'd been up most of the night as well. And
Oh, wow.
yeah.
I mean, I was having a migraine that day anyway,
Yeah.
so it was all right with me.
Yeah. So it was having that there's like, okay, yeah, I'm bad too. So otherwise I would have just gone ahead anyway and been a very less energetic Chuck. But that was
We
really
can't
cool.
have that.
That was really good. So thank you for that. Thank you for everyone here as well for that understanding. And as well, it snowballed over to the next show because I was running it. So sorry, Polly, for missing 2 shows.
That's
last
all
week.
right. I mean, that's completely understandable.
Outros. Polly, do you want to start?
I'll start. Hey, it's me. I'm Polly. I am a streamer. You can find me at twitch.tv/polypeople. I was your mistress of ceremonies today.
Scaramouche.
Of ceremonies. Woo! I know, right?
D?
Yeah, so you can find me at Journeys with D on TikTok and Twitter.
And that's it?
That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
Alrighty.
Polter?
Hey, I'm Polter Zeitz. You can find me on Twitter at Polter Zeitz, and pretty much any gaming social media, I'm also under that name.
Okie dokie. And my name is Karsh the Goblin. Blah. Karsh the Goblin. Thank you for turning up. Thank you for at least coming in. And of course, you're always welcome, even if it is in the end. We will have this up shortly. There's usually about a 24-hour delay with the proper edited version, but you can go back and watch the start. Even if you have to listen through the first 10-minute wait and then the 10-minute break that we have in the middle. We have a Guard's Tale tomorrow, who's still been fighting our D&D show for like the most run shows. They're both up around 43 episodes. At least we're not TPKing in a Guard's Tale. At least so they think.
Nope. We'll see.
That's happening in D&D, apparently. It got really bad last week. We also have Call Cthulhu is back. It's still going on. Really cool. we're probably getting into a lot of bad stuff. So that's always really fun. And there's cultists and other stuff like that. And Circus of the Broken Chain is also back this week. I don't know what I'm going on Fridays, but we'll find something to do. Someone has mentioned about trying to get back and doing a little bit more of the TTRPG book club, which is pretty cool. It just took a lot of time, and I started when I actually had specific allotment of time to be able to do it. So we'll try. We'll see how that works out. I just wanted to point out the Forlorn Hope, or the Forlorn penalty that I had. The soundtrack that we use for the intro for the was actually the Forlorn Hope intro movie. So I do like Forlorn as a name, as a word. I love that name. Word. So that's what we're going out with, the Forlorn Hope live gig for our credits roll. Thank you everyone for coming in. Again, if you missed the episode, all our stuff goes up on YouTube, and this is on YouTube, so you can just go back. You should be able to just rewind. It's that simple. But see you tomorrow or next week.
Bye.